Okay, a very good afternoon, good morning in the Brazilian world, and of course good evening to all those watching on today's pre-Christmas DATV Worldwide Net. Wish to welcome everybody on frequency, and yeah, I had a bit of a heady moment. Half an hour before this started, I decided to do the quick update. The quick update took a half an hour. I just made it by the skin of my teeth to have the YouTube channel on. So apologies for not being able to put the address on earlier. Anyway, yeah, it's the Christmas season. I think last year this time Christmas was the very next day, but now because of the leap year, it's now Wednesday. So not too far to go. But it seems like it's all working. I just want to have a look. Right, let's just have a look, see who's on the list. And let's bring the list up. Okay, we have a nice group today. We have ZS1 Mike Leon to take it. After this, then to Martin, G8KOE, then to Brian, G6HFS, and then to Brazil, Papa Yankee 2 Radio November, hello Ed. And then up to the Netherlands, Papa Alpha 3 Fox Bravo X-Ray. And then to Paul in Austria, Ocean Echo 8 Papa Charlie Kilo. And then to Mike in the UK, near, where are you near now, Mike? It's near Oxford, isn't it? And then to Nick, G4IMO. So those are the stations for the time being. I'm sure more might come up. So without further ado, to you, Leon. ZS1 Mexico to please take it from ZS6 Yankee India.
Okay, thanks Gary. ZS6YI and the whole group. This is ZS1 Mike saying good morning, good afternoon and good evening from Worcester down in the Cape. Yes, what kind of news do I have? Busy. Okay, I think I have mentioned that I was busy working on the organ in one of the Cape Town churches. My brother-in-law is the minister there, and they having problems with this organ for years. And they sent me one of the PC boards that was burnt black. I think I showed it to you the other day. Anyway, I repaired it and I tested it here. I have no data on it. I've never been inside the works of a pipe organ. So on Friday I went through. And they got the organ tuner to try and fit the board, but he couldn't manage. There's one of these boards per register. Register is a whole bank of pipes. And there's lots of registers, about 20 or more. Well, there's 1,000 and something pipes in this organ. Anyway, the pipes apparently come from Europe. The PC boards with the solenoids that shift this register thing comes from the UK, and I don't know where the rest, but yeah, it's all very expensive, and they've been battling to get this thing back to what it was when it was new. It's over 50 years old. Anyway, so on Friday I went through and I said to them, I want the organist there, who's a very highly educated musician guy. He's a lecturer at the university in organ, pipe organ stuff, and I don't know what else. And one of the local engineers, he's a retired engineer, and my brother-in-law. So it was the four of us. Now they take me to this organ up there, stairs. It's very, very compact, and they warned me, these pipes are made of a very, very soft alloy. If you just touch it, it bends. So you have to be very careful. But there's no space. And where I had to work was on the farthest corner there, that's the register that's not working, where the board burnt out. So I had to sort of wiggle my way through, and I first asked them, can I step on this and can I step on that? It's a lot of woodwork, fortunately thick ply. So yeah, you can step on there and there and there and there. It's on the balcony of the church there. Anyway, I managed to wire up this board the way I think it should be. And I can talk to the organist sitting there at the console. I said to him, okay, fire it up. I'll see if anything gets hot. And he fired it up. And he said, no, it's working. It's working. Whoa, he was thrilled to bits. And I said, okay. Of course, I took more than an hour to sort out this thing. What is the input signal coming from the console to this board to activate it? It's actually very simple. The board there's a big solenoid. It's actually a double solenoid. I suspected that, but they couldn't tell me. So I checked it and I measured. No, it's a solenoid with 2 coils and a big plunger drawing about a 3-meter long piece of like perspex, sliding it out and in to open the orifices to all the pipes, to let the air in for that specific register. Okay. So I said, okay, they told me that it's running at about 18 volts. They don't run on the full 24 volts, which I gather is sort of the standard for pipe organs and things. Even my Wurlitzer organ runs 24 volts. Right, I got the input signal. Yes. Okay, it's there. So this thing, when you get the input signal, it must pull the plunger in that direction to open the valves for that register. And when you take away the signal, it must energize the other coil to close the lot again. So it's a bidirectional solenoid. It gets driven both ways. It's got no spring. Anyway, okay, and it works. So I said, okay, I took as many pictures of the board as I could, and I'm now busy drawing a new board for them, a new PC board, so that I can build them, at least replace that one with a decent board. And then I found out there's another one which has been missing for 10 years. They had the organ builders there, and they couldn't get another board, and it's now missing the original one. Fortunately, they're all identical. So I said, okay, I'll make another one for that solenoid as well. Then you've got all your registers back. So yeah, they are thrilled to bits. And this morning, this organist, because he's a real musical funny, after the service, he normally has like an organ recital there. He makes his performance. So my sister took, just with a cell phone, just a little bit of video of this guy going nuts on the organ. First he tested, he ran a quick test. Okay, he was happy that's fine. And then after the service, oh come on, oh, cell phones, you touch this thing and so there he's doing his thing. Anyway, not going to bore you with too much of that now. They wanted to know, oh, what do we owe you? And I said, no. If I get it right, if I get the organ to play right again, all I want is you to play about 5 or 6 tunes for me. I'll pick the numbers and let you know beforehand, and then you play them for me, and I'll make a recording of it. So That's our deal. But anyway, now apparently my sister says, now this organist says, nobody else is allowed to touch this thing now. It's only Leon. So I've got a lifetime job looking after the organ. It was worrying me what caused these boards to burn, because they really overheat and then they burn off the tracks. It only, when you give the command, it's only for 1 second, it energizes the solenoid and it pulls it open. And if you remove the command, it gives 1 second to the other coil to push it back, and then it's continuous. I mean, it's 355's outputs in second. And I couldn't figure out, why does it burn then? I was installing this board and I'm looking at all, if you touch a wire it comes loose, you know, it's all daisy changed, all these solenoid boxes, there's the whole organ full of them, that's all there amongst the pipes. They all daisy changed from one chocolate block to the next, but they used normal house wiring, PVC covered red wire and black wire for the 24 volt or 18 volts in this case. But it's more than 50 years old, so the stuff is tarnishing because it's bare copper wire, it's not tin plated. And this lot starts to arc, and then this solenoid gets re-excited, the board gets confused, and it's trying to pull the solenoid backwards and forwards all the time. And that's what causes them to burn. So I could fix up a couple of joints and soldered them properly and so on. So yeah. But I suggested to them that we redo the wiring. It's very easy. It's just that where that box was. Next time I'll tell them, get me either scaffolding or a very long ladder to get up there to work, because squeezing through the pipes again, oh, my nerves were shattered, you know. If you lose your balance and you were to fall over, you would squash like 30 or 50 pipes. And as I say, they imported from Europe, so imagine the price. And on Saturday, that was yesterday, I was at the airfield and there was a guy there and he said, yeah, okay, the big church here in Worcester, that also needs servicing. They got a quote for servicing this pipe organ, 400,000 rand. Now that's like 20,000 pounds to just refurbish it a little bit. You know, it's working, but it needs some attention. So that's the kind of money these people talk about when you're talking pipe organs. My goodness. Okay, Martin, Mr. All-Star, J8 KOE for the group from ZS1, Mike.
That one. Hopefully we got some audio this time. So, yeah. I'll kill it so I don't get tremendous feedback. Let's kill that, otherwise it's going to go around in increasing circles. Yeah, I got visited by my friend. She's turned round now. Her tail's not very happy. So I was having trouble sort of getting things sorted out. No video, Martin. Well, I think I've got video. I can see myself coming back. Perhaps need to reselect. I've got video. Yep, thank you. That. Right, let's go back to me, Mr. All-Star. Yeah, well, it's with the help of G7JTT, it's SRT now is the in thing that I'm playing with, but I won't bore everybody too much with it. But basically input and output the BATC net to get 2 stations in that have transmit capability. That was one by Martin, FKK, and myself. Brought another station in. But just to give you a rough rundown, if we go SRT full screen, I've got 4 SRT receivers going, and Brian's popped in on number 1, and I'm just sitting over the top, just so there's 4 stations can come in. I'm also relaying them out, and they can be received using VLC and the appropriate link. So it's basically a repeater, nothing terribly clever. I suppose I could actually show what it is. Let's go to a camera. Going to be roving camera. It's the Raspberry Pis, which each have a player on them, receive player, through a quad unit, which is that one there. Then it's fed through OBS, and then I've got a Raspberry Pi in a black box like that one that's connected, that transmits everything out. So that's roughly the setup here. But if anybody's interested, they know how to contact me. So I'm not going to hold it too long. It's a big net. But just to thank Gary for running the net through the year. It's been really good, and I've enjoyed it a lot, and I look forward to it next year. And to Leon, the organ side of things, I don't know how you take these things on. You make it sound so easy. Sounds so easy. That's a bit sort of. But what you do, I wouldn't fancy it at all. I've repaired mainly sort of things at the side of the stages at various theatres, etc. And that's just as fun, considering you're sort of controlling the amps, or the amps at the back are fed through to, and there's lots of relays and all sorts of things seem to, for the communication system, and 100-volt line. And anyway, on that, I think that's enough waffle from me, and just thanks for everybody for taking part in the net, and hope everybody has a good Christmas. I certainly am. And my friend here is not very happy, I think. But anyway, right, I'll put a test card and throw it over to you there, Brian. Get some sense into the into things from G8KOE.
Oh, is it my go? G6HFS. Check we've got audio. I don't know what's going on. My signal seems to be dropping out. And receive. I've got some funny clouds over here. Ports down is giving me over 8 on receive at the moment. dB. MER lock. I know, we'll have to check some cables. I've noticed that this afternoon. That was some gremlins that crept in. Anyway, not really been doing a lot. Played this week with the SRT. Fiddling about. Still got an all-star unit to box up, so I'm waiting for the box. Got everything else. And so I'd just like to say good afternoon, evening, morning. Thanks everybody. To Gary for running the net this year again. And as I say, not got a lot to save myself, but I've not been on for a few weeks as I've been busy out and about, which I've got to do again this afternoon. That's why I'm only on once. So I would just like to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, and we'll see everybody hopefully over Christmas, but I'm away, and I'll hand it round to oh, my list's gone a bit weird. I've got to hand it round to oh, he's gone. I thought Ed was there. The list is cleared. I'm not sure if Ed is there now, but next on the list is PA3FBX. So I hope one of you guys can take it. I'll say 7 threes for this afternoon, and I should be watching to the end, hopefully. Cheers all. Put a test card up. G6HFS.
Okay, microphone is on now. Hello guys, good morning, good afternoon. Thanks, Brian. Yeah, I'm here. Not sure about the list, but I should be in the list. But anyways, I'm here. Thank you very much. Glad to see you all. Best regards. I hope you guys are doing great, and glad to participate on our Christmas worldwide DATV Net. Hello to Gary, Leon, Martin, Brian, Beno, Paul, Mike, and Nick, and everybody that may be watching us. Glad that you were able to fix the organ there, Leon. Very nice. It was great. It's always it's a beauty to listen to those instruments. It's really very impressive. Martin, you're showing your Raspberry Pis. I envy you. I do have, well, what I'm doing here the past, actually started yesterday, just fixing some, updating laptops. I have plenty of them. I wish I had as many as Raspberry Pis as I have those damn laptops. They, I don't know. They keep coming. Those laptops, and and they're not bad. I mean, they mostly. This one is an i7. Those are i5s with like a 6 and 8th generation, so they're not bad. But I wish I had as much as Raspberry Pis as I have those laptops. Okay. The main reason for that is that my company used to refresh all their computers every 1 or 2 years, and the last 2 or 3 that I got, they make like you don't pay for them. Actually, you make a donation for some, child or old people institution. You make a donation, so you are entitled to get those those laptops. So that's what I did. All right, guys. Reception here is not the best as well. We are having lots of rains the past 2 or 3 days. This time 11:25 is still okay to receive, but after lunch probably the heavy and dark clouds is gonna start coming, and I'll lose reception totally on the ATV. But for now it's okay. I'm gonna pass to Benno, Papa Alpha 3 Fox Bravo X-Ray. Benno, with you from Papa Yankee 2 Radio November.
Wow, there should be some sound underneath, but there wasn't. But anyway, forget that part. Let's turn a little bit some other things off before I get, well, yeah, I guess it should work now. Anyway, hi guys. Yeah, dressed myself up for the occasion today, even with the jingle bells on my hat, and so that might be the noise. And yeah, what did I do over the last few days? First of all, Leon, nice, but you should have made some pictures there. And I guess, yeah, if you know nothing, you are the first person to get it repaired. I think that's our experience so far. If you know nothing, you're probably the best guy to repair it. And yeah, the specialist who they are asking a lot of money to get this kind of service to the churches. And yeah, if nobody knows anything, you can ask crazy amounts of money. On the other hand, if you are a specialist, you're probably not your daily job, and you well, you have to earn in one week for the rest of the month or something, and trips and things like that. So, and I can imagine all the parts, and being a specialist you need to get yourself the original parts and new parts, and we hobbyists have other resources to get a simple job done, and you prove that time by time. Yeah, Gary, thanks for leading the net last year. You're doing a great job every week. We can't say that enough, and I think it's a good thing to do that way, and I still hope we get to sometimes in the future that we get a real worldwide web, worldwide net, and because still a part of the world is being outside the range of the QO-100, but yeah, these things will evolve while they are going. At least we are doing a marvelous job. What I will do over the what I've done over the last day or so is fault find my 70 Sam's amp, and I actually have my desk cam lying directly on top, but I doubt if it's completely sharp, as it is not, I can see, but right on the, and I can't show you, yeah, I can show you, doing the old way, but using a 2mm drill. This is completely melted away on the board. Putting 5-6 amps through it, but during a transmission of about 15 minutes it melted away. It is completely black and burnt. Fortunately, the amplifier itself, the module, is still working. It's pulling about 5 or 6 amps, and now I swapped it to this wire, which does exactly the same, but it's a different output on the board for different modules. So now I still have one of these boards, and the next thing is I will combine those 2 points to feed the power into the module, which is, like I said, only 4 or 5 amps, but still it's a lot apparently for these boards. So I cut, and actually well, you can see I can put my drill underneath the wire. I just cut off this wire and just evicted this piece of board. Okay, well, what else I will going to do is show you this, and where is that? The SAQ Grimmerson, obviously that time of year, morning eve, next Tuesday morning will be the Grimmerson doing his yearly transmission. I have still a recording of it, of the transmission from the time where COVID was going on, but I will do this, so I will do some complementary transmissions. Unfortunately, Tuesday morning is for me a working morning, so I will work at that time, unfortunately, so I won't be able to listen, but listening on the shortwave on 17.2K in CW would be, at least for Europe, a good opportunity to see if all the equipment still works. So that is something to go, and that is all I have today. Okay, passing it on all the way to Austria. I love to be there, but not in this time of year, but I won't be there early next year for skiing. But Paul, at least you can tell us if there is already snow on the mountains. I guess so, as I know the roads to go there were completely filled over the last yesterday. Passing it on to Paul. Let's see if I have any no comments on the chat. So passing it on to you, Paul, from PA3 Foxtrot Bravo X-ray, and the test card back, and take it along, Paul, from PA3 Fox Bravo X-ray.
So I hope this is going to work. I don't know why there's music in the background. I've turned it off. There's something wrong somewhere. I don't know why there's music in the background. I've turned it off. There's something wrong somewhere. Well, we'll see. Anyway. Music in the background. I've turned it off. Oh dear. Well, we'll see. Bear with me a minute, please. So, that should work again now. Let's have a look. So, that should work again now. Let's have a look. So, okay, fine. I just wanted to wish everybody a very happy Christmas and just see if it works. As you can see, my station is still chaotic. And regarding the weather, Benno, we're expecting some snow this evening or tomorrow in the valleys, but on the mountains there's more than enough to go skiing. And perhaps you could, like Paul, have a think whether you want to come here in the summer. Perhaps we can meet up and have an eyeball QSO. Anyway, I won't be coming back because it's still a bit wobbly. As you can see, everything's not working very well. But I didn't want to miss the opportunity of saying a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to everyone. Gary, thank you very much for running the net. It's always very, very interesting. And yes, unless I switch on next week, let me think. Yeah, anyway, I hope everybody has a Happy New Year. So, microphone goes to Nick, I think, or Mike or Nick, one of the two, so whoever comes up. I'm going to put up a test card and say 73 for now, but I will still be watching. So, let's see if I can do this.
Hopefully that's working for everyone. I'm receiving myself, which is something of a miracle, so hopefully everyone else will be as well. Paul, you are an excellent signal because you're on 1/3. You could probably have gone to 2/3 and I would have still received you, but there you go. Anyway, it was great to see you, and yeah, I've only really come on to say season's greetings. I'm not in the usual location. I'm up in Bolton, in the northwest of England, where it's very cloudy and windy. The sun has just been out, but it's just gone in, which is good because it was actually blinding me slightly through the window. So that's good. Nothing new to report. I've been up here for a week, so I've not really been able to do anything of interest. And yeah, so Gary, thank you for running the net for the past year. Sorry I've not been on it as much as I was previously, but work has got in the way and continues to do so. But there you go. And Leon, that was really interesting, your description of how you fixed the organ and what the issue was. I would have thought actually that possible fault mechanism would be, rather than the actuators actuating for a second, they'd somehow got stuck on, and therefore the system was designed to supply the current for 1 second, was supplying the current permanently, which it couldn't do. So that may have been what happened. I don't know. And the notes did sound extremely high, so hence my comment on the chat, which you won't have read. Anyway, all the best, everyone. Happy Christmas, have a great new year, and I will rapidly pass it on to Nick G4IMO, who is next, G0MJW.
Yes, yeah, okay, Mike, thanks very much. Just check my audio is there, turn that down. Okay. Right, anyway, Merry Christmas for everybody. I thought I'd make the effort to come on this week. I haven't been on for quite a while, been a few problems here to sort out, but as it's coming up to Christmas, I thought I'd make the effort to come on. Yeah, I haven't been doing any radio at all here. I think the Christmas festivities have taken over, and we had a very bad storm, very strong winds a few weeks ago, and the fence between my neighbour and myself collapsed, and unfortunately it's, the fence belongs to the neighbour, but there isn't anyone there at the house, so I ended up having to repair that. So that's taken quite a bit of time to do that. Anyway, it's freezing cold here. It's well, not freezing, but it's +5 degrees, quite windy, and the sun will be setting in about another half an hour, I think. So it's going to be another cold night, I think. Anyway, I'll just quickly run down the list here. Yeah, okay, Leon, okay on that organ there. That's very impressive. I remember when I was a youngster, when I was a teenager, when I was in Essex, living down in Essex, there was in the local village church that there was one of these organs, and on the front of the organ there was a big lever on the front of the organ. So, and you use that to pump up the air supply. But I think in later years, I think the organ was converted to have a electric pump on it. But anyway, what else was on the list there? Oh, and Leon, I missed a little bit of your transmission. There was somebody transmitting over the top of you. But anyway, mostly it was okay. No, I missed the first bit of your transmission. I don't know whether that was a problem with me. Could have been, I don't know. But my ride receiver just said locked, but there was no video. So I fiddled around with the ride. I changed the channel on the ride and then reselected it, and by that time it was all working. So I don't know. Anyway, but SRT all seems to be working very well. Excellent there, Martin. Very good, excellent work. Ed, the cartoon, very good. That was excellent, very good. Right. Anyway, I think that's about it, really. So I haven't been doing anything radio-wise. I was going to mention about SAQ because I'm on their mailing list. They sent an email last week, I think it was, but it's a very early transmission. The actual, I think they're switching it on at 7:30 UTC. I think is when they're sort of starting to switch things on, and the actual CW message, the Christmas message, is is broadcast at 0800 UTC, which is quite early in the morning for me anyway. But anyway, all very good. I think that's about it really. So I'll just check. I don't think there's anybody on the list after me. No, there isn't. So I'll put it round to Gary. ZS6YI to take G4IMO.
Okay, very nice signals all round today, I must say. G4IMO, ZS6YI. I want to thank everyone on frequency and those that are also on YouTube. We have Nigel. Now, why is my video gone? We have Nigel. We have Ishmael, DL2IE. And we have Stephanus from the US. That is what is Stephanus' call sign now? Let me just check. Yeah, K6NG. He used to be ZS4 Kilo in South Africa. And also Regina, a Delta Golf 5 Fox Mike. I want to thank you all for participating in the Worldwide Net, which was started by Ed, Papa Yankee 2 Radio November, almost 5 years ago. And also VU2 OBR, that's Saro. But Sarah doesn't come up too much, unfortunately. But we're still happy to see Ed and his cartoons. That was a good one, Ed. Not that it's a cartoon, but I was wondering if the dog was going to start getting annoyed. But anyway, very good indeed. And you always keep it very interesting. Leon, excellent on the organ. I'm glad you got it right. And I'm glad it worked virtually first time. And yeah, I think that's a good idea. Let the guy play some music, and you can WhatsApp it to me. Then I can also put it on the net here for you, direct. Not through the screen. Although remarkably good quality, and audio too, just via the microphone and the camera, remarkably good. So that was all good. Anyway, guys, I think we make this the final over. Once again, wishing everyone that participates in Christmas a very Merry Christmas. Just keep safe. And we see you before the new year, or before the old year's out. Yeah, I've been working. I was at work again today, this whole weekend. And right up until Christmas Eve. And then the day after Christmas, we're back at the factory. It's crazy. These BMW guys certainly are slave drivers. But they need... I just dropped something, hold on. They need parts. We've got enough parts, but they want a certain stock level. And so we're doing that for them, so that we start the year a lot happier. Anyway, with that, I am just going to throw the ball once around and say 7-3 to everybody. Thanks for watching the net and participating. It's been quite an interesting year. If you look back, there's some really nice projects that have come and gone. And once again, we wish everyone a very Merry Christmas. To you, Leon, ZS1 Mike. Well done on the organ. Great stuff. ZS6YI.
Okay, thank you, Gary. ZS6YI in the group, ZS1 Mike returning. Yes, on your first over, you were very close. Yeah, crisp. And your background was completely out of focus. So all the detail was on you. But on this over, it was just the opposite. The background, you zoomed out a bit, but the focus was on the background and not on you so much. But anyway, a nice transmission. Okay, right, let's see. Martin, yeah, I see Ruby is a bit upset there. Tail waggling. And yeah, thanks for reminding us about the Grimeton transmitter, but wow, there's too much noise here now to be able to receive it here is just about impossible now. I've never heard it. I'd love to hear it with my own stuff. Okay, Brian just had a quickie. Ed, yes, very nice. That bird and the dog, that was excellent. Very, very nice. Okay, Benno. Yeah, I see the burnt thing. I presume that's a ferrite bead on the wire that you've cut there. I see you have more than one of those, probably ferrite beads over the current carrying wires to the amplifier there. Okay, yeah, Paul, yeah, once you got it right, your transmission was fine. You must just hit the mute button on the receive software. I don't know which receive software you're using, but on Minitune or Scan and Tune, the one I'm using, that just says mute, and you press that and all other foreign noises disappear, because you definitely had that on because you were looping yourself. Anyway, okay, Mike, the solenoids, they have no feedback to the board, so the board gives a 1 second pulse whether the solenoid is going to move or not, and then it shuts down. And when you remove the trigger voltage, it excites the other coil on the solenoid for 1 second. Whether it moves or not, it has no effect, and it shuts down. But when there's arcing on the supply to this thing, it goes wild. I just per chance noticed that. They had a lot of these jumpers that were sort of loosish, you know, and and I suggest that they must, probably I'll have to replace all that wiring with proper nickel-plated copper, fine multi-strand wire, because these things, I think it's about 5 strands, you know, normal house wiring, and it's bare copper. It's not plated, so it's black, corroded black, which is not a good thing, because there's a lot of amps flowing there. You know, they all daisy chained, all these solenoids. I calculate it's about maximum of 2 amps per solenoid when you activate it. But if you throw a lot of them together, it's a lot of current. So they start off with almost like welding cable coming from the rectifier, big cables, and then it goes on and on and on through this thinner house wiring. But it's old age. It's more than 50 years old. Anyway. So yeah, my original, because I've never been inside an organ, never ever, and I didn't know how this thing worked. I just saw on the board, on the back of the board when they sent it to me, it said solenoid controller, something like that, and I fixed the broken tracks, replaced one of the 355s which was burnt black, and tested everything I could. There's only 8 transistors on the board, no ICs. That's before the era of ICs, so it's at least it's silicon transistors. The 4 small ones, normal small signal transistors, they've wiped off the numbers and painted them. There's a green one, a blue one, a yellow one, and a red one. Nasty, eh? But I checked them. There's 2 NPNs and 2 PNPs, and I don't think the number is going to be very critical. And then that drives 2 TO5 transistors. One is PNP, one is NPN, and those 2 drive 2 N355s, which supplies the main current. So it's open collector. The 2 coils, they've series them. The center point goes through a ballast resistor, 4.7 ohm, to the main supply, and the emitters obviously are to negative. So it's a very basic circuit, although it's very clever. When you give it plus, it energizes the one solenoid coil for 1 second, and then no current flows. And if you remove the supply from the signal, it energizes the other coil for 1 second, and everything goes off. So there shouldn't be any dissipation under normal conditions. But anyway, okay, enough about that. Right, what did I write here with Nick? Oh, people doubling, you said. I monitor myself always. I didn't see any interference on my receiver, because I always monitor myself when I'm transmitting, unless at that stage I was concentrating on holding the phone here in front of the camera. That I didn't see that, because receiver is there and the transmitter is there. Anyway, okay, gentlemen, Merry Christmas to you all. And Gary, you must get rid of those Germans now. They're really interfering with your ham time, seriously. Like my work is interfering with my retirement jobs. My cricket receiver and all that stuff is just standing still at the moment. Gee, and it's hot here now, eh? It's not +5, Nick. Here it's maybe +35. So it's a different story here. Okay, 73s from ZS1 Mike, and I give it to Martin GHKOE for the group from ZS1MM saying cheerio.
Thank you there, Leon. Let's just confirm that I've got some audio, which hopefully I have. Thank you there, Leon. Yeah, I didn't notice any doubling on your signal myself. I watched it, I think, all the way through. And it may be simple little boards, but I still think it's great the way you tackle on these things and fix them. And to Ed, there was a complaint from Ruby. She didn't like the bird noises at the beginning. I got really, really uptight. She's gone away now and has moved down. It was somewhat loud. I was trying to sort of, but she didn't like it. So she sort of came from being completely asleep to bang awake. I've not really got a lot to add, other than I'm going to play a video that I've played a number of times, always for Leon's benefit, but he's never there. He always disappears. But as he's there, it's probably he's probably seen it, or maybe not. But I thought it was quite good anyway. So it was just to show that I occasionally think of trying to supply something other than All-Star for him. But SRT is the in thing now, and Media MTX software, which is very, very versatile. Now that John G7JTT has worked out the settings we need, but covers all sorts of different things, and what you put in can be what you get out, and multiple streams you can do, and etc, etc. It's great fun. So I'll play this little bit of video, especially for Leon, and thanks again to you there, Gary, for running the net, and for Ed and Co for starting things off in the first place. I hesitated to join early on, but now I've joined, you can't get rid of me. Anyway, I'll play the video, then I'll throw it back to I don't know who comes next now, because I think Brian disappeared, didn't he? I think so it's probably going to, it'll probably be Ed then, won't it, after this. So let's play a video, and over to you there, Ed.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, thanks Martin, great video, very good quality. G8QOE returning PY2RN. All right, yeah, regarding the bird, I think the dog was not liking that either. Yeah, like Gary said, that the dog's face was kind of annoyed with all those bird, but that's fine, guys. Really glad to meet you today. Wish you all happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and yeah, next Sunday before New Year's Eve, we're gonna be here as well. So thank you all, and 73 from Papa Yankee to Romeo November, passing to the Netherlands with our friend Benno. PA3FBX with you.
Well, apparently my jingle bells are not working. Well, let me get rid of my test card. Okay, guys, I just got a nice cup of tea. Okay, guys, and an apple flop. For those guys, let me turn off my noise a little bit. Otherwise, I get also feedback. An apple flop, which is Judge treat in this time of year. Obviously, and there must be some apple inside to get this named this way. Well, and I am the guinea pig to test these before she makes it for someone else next coming week. So yeah, that's my story from this end. And yeah, there's some fair bit on my Leon, obviously, as is it's one of those modules, and the power leads and the BIOS lead is carrying some ferrite bit in order to get rid of some annoying feedback. Okay, well, that's all for today. 73s. I'm not sure if I'm here next week, but if not, and if I don't see you again, have a very good weekend.
Dundo.com.
Holiday festivities of Christmas coming this week, and the change of the year ending next week, and hopefully we are all healthy to be back here in the new year time. 73s from
Okay, I'm not sure what happened there, Benno, because there were very loud bells and I don't know who you passed it to. I think you were meant to pass it to me, but I might be wrong, because I think Paul said he was not staying, but I don't know. Anyway, what you're looking at is the view out of the window up here, so I thought I'd do that. It's not very Christmassy scene though, is it? There's not really much in the way of snow or anything like that. And the other comment, Benno, is that that pie that you've got there, I propose you would suggest some minor recipe changes. You could probably get pie all week if you did that. Right. Okay, back to me, I think. So, again, very interesting. Martin I couldn't really follow because the signal was a little bit too weak, but others I could, so and good to see you, Ed, as well. And Nick. So with that, and Gary, you didn't comment on my joke there, but it was something we used to do when we had inspections. You probably don't know what I'm talking about, but our field days, people used to come round to try and inspect so you weren't transmitting too much power. Right, I think it goes around to Nick again. G4IMO, G0MJW. Add you, Nick. I'm sorry if I trampled on you.
Yeah, okay, Mike. Yeah, okay. Just turn off. Yeah, I was waiting for you to switch off. I didn't want to go over the top of you, but you were a long time before your signal went off. Yeah, I'm I'm flat out at the moment on my RF. I used to have plenty in hand, but when I updated the DATV software, F1EJP to Easy, DATV Easy, even on 100% with the slider, it isn't producing anywhere as much output, RF output. And I've got these fixed attenuators out in the workshop between the driver and the PA, which I need to sort out. So I shall put that on my list of New Year's resolutions, so I can sort that out. But so I'm running at 100% output on the DATV Easy, so that's giving me what, minus 0.5. Anyway, that's about it. I don't know if anybody's going to come on Wednesday, the 25th. But my ex-YL is at work. She'll be working, so I'll have the whole day to play. So if anybody else is going to be around, I'll try and come up on Wednesday. With that, I'm going to disappear and say cheerio to everybody. Wish everybody a happy Christmas, and if I don't see you before, I'll wish everybody a happy New Year from G4IMO.
Okay, G4IMO, ZA6YI now wrapping up. Just want to say hi to the following that has joined us on YouTube, and that is Roger Davis. Roger often comes up at G3IUZ. He did say he will see us more often next year when he sorts his dish out. And I wanted to comment on your signal, an absolutely great signal from you, Ed. Again, no problem. And of course, a very nice signal in spite of the low symbol rate mic. Perfect. a really good signal. And that shirt or that jersey or pullover you have on is not conducive to a good picture, but it's really, really sharp. All those little details one can see, which is, it's a great test. So that's working. Yeah, I did put up the power a little bit, just so that guys on small dishes and who battle to copy on 3/4 can. So, but it's still well under the power density level of the beacon anyway. Right, with that, Merry Christmas to all. This is ZS6YI signing clear, and hopefully we see you next week. There used to be an old, we didn't have television back in the day, so we had to have radio stations. We used to listen to different stories, and there was one called Taxi every Sunday evening on our Springbok radio channel. And the guy used to sign off by saying, if I don't see you through the week, I see you through the window. 73 ZS6YI QRT.